Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm Cole Philpott. So as a beginner, I would always Google and search on YouTube what would be the best beginner fish. And there was never a clear answer. You would always hear betta fish, you would always hear the guppies, but I was always looking for oddballs, but still easy. So today we'll be going over my top 3 fish for beginners to intermediate that look super amazing and are super cool. So that's what we'll be talking about today. As always, you're watching The Fish Bowl. Alright guys, before we get going, I would like to say congratulations and a shout out to Seth Huxford. He got the question right from like 2 videos ago. But today I would like to ask you, what did the tortoise say to his sweetheart? If you guys know the answer to the question, definitely leave it down in the comments below for a shout out in the next video. Number 3, we're looking at my 10-gallon aquarium, and that's what I find so amazing about these guys. So this is a pea puffer. Where'd he go? These guys are super tiny, so they're kind of hard to film, but let's see if we can find them. It's right in there. So they're super small, but that's what makes them so cool, because they have so much personality. And how cool is it to have a puffer fish? They can easily go in a 5-gallon for 1, or you can keep up to 3 in a 10. I only have 1, but you could keep up to 3. I also have coolie loaches in here, but that's not the point. The point is that these guys have a ton of personality, and they can easily fit in a small desk aquarium. These guys are super cool because they get to know the owner. So usually he swim up to the glass, but I've already fed him this morning, so he might not be looking for food. But he is back there right now. So the only downside about these guys is that they have to eat frozen or live foods. I've never been able to get mine onto pellets, but if they could eat pellets, that would just be amazing. But frozen brine shrimp, frozen bloodworms, some live snails do amazing for these guys, and they'll hunt them like nobody's business. So that's really cool. We're at Aquarium Co-op, numero 2 now. Alright guys, this is my second favorite beginner fish. These are Apistogramma Cockatoo. These guys are still really small and they don't have all their color, but there is this guy back here who's really starting to get a bunch of color. So as you can see, he has a good amount of color and he's only about half an inch long. So just imagine when they're 2.5, 3 inches long, and imagine how much color they have. So right now I have 3 in this 10-gallon. That's not going to be lifelong. Usually you can keep a pair in a 10. But that is just amazing because you can have a little 10-gallon on your desk or something like that and have these amazing fish. They do get a little spendy, upwards of like $10, $12, $20, somewhere around there a piece. But if you can get a pair, they will breed and it's just super cool. These guys will eat almost anything. I feed them the Aquarium Co-op brand fry food. I did a review on this, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. There will be a link like right there. So definitely go check it out. But these guys are really cool. They have a ton of personality, just like the pufferfish, and they have a ton of color once they grow up. So these guys are super cool. Also, just being that they're so small and that they can fit into a 10-gallon, or probably a 20, but if you can get it just a pair, you can get a 10-gallon. And I think that's super cool. Guys, before I reveal what my favorite fish is, here's an honorable mention. These are guppies. These guys are just so cool because they breed so fast and they are super small. If you really wanted to, you probably could get maybe a trio in a 10-gallon and they would breed and fill up that tank. Like this is a 20-gallon aquarium and there are probably 150 plus guppies in here. There are just so many. And they look super cool. Look at this guy. That guy is like a really nice, that's actually a girl. Really nice fantail. Not fantail, really nice cobra tail. That male has a lot of orange and blacks, and they have a lot of interesting colors. They stay very small. They're super active, and they breed really fast. So I think that's really fun. So this has been my honorable mention. The only reason why they weren't in the top 3 was because they're on every top 3 video. They're on every beginner's fish list, and they're not very out there. They're just normal fish. They're just super cool, and the reason why everyone has them is they're just amazing. So that's my honorable mention. As one last thing before I reveal my favorite fish. Earlier in the video, I asked, what does a tortoise say to his sweetheart? The answer to the question is, I turtly love you. So remember, if you knew it, leave it down in the comments below for a shout out in the next video. Now for what everyone's been waiting for. Number 1. Alright guys, so I'm standing in front of my 20-gallon aquarium. And in here is my favorite fish ever. For beginners, for intermediate keepers, for advanced keepers, this is definitely my favorite fish, hands down. And most of you guys will be saying, well, it gets too big. But I think if you have the proper tank size, it is just the coolest fish ever. I am talking about the gold Severum. These guys are so cool. They will follow your finger. Come on, buddy, let's do it. There you go. They have just a ton of personality, and in my opinion, that is the coolest thing a fish could have. Just being able to interact with the owner is super cool. Also, these guys have really nice colors. Like, on their face, there's like these red blotches, so that's really cool. And they get this really deep yellow once they get big. And they get big, like probably a good 8 to 10 inches. So you're going to need at least a 55. Probably even a 75, because a 55 is not that deep front to back. But right now he's just in a 20 because he's small and it's a holding tank. But he will get a 75. And if you have the proper tank size, these guys are just so cool. They're just magnificent because they swim around so like elegantly. Elegant, is that a word? Yeah. And they just look so cool. So that is hands down my favorite fish for any amount of ability to keep fish. Any level of experience, he is definitely my favorite fish. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, remember, hit that like button. I am planning on moving all my tanks in the near future, and that is going to allow for some amazing new fish content. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure to do that. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and as always, you've been watching The Fish Bowl.